Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Do you know how many Ukrainian troops are fighting the Russians in Ukraine? Well, have the Ukrainians ever told us? I don't think so. Well, the problem is these idiots reveal the number by not telling us directly how many are they fighting. And like in many previous situations, this is how they do it. They talk about glasses in an article. Let's say the troops. And they tell the truth that they talk about the glasses, but they tell you they're fantastic, they cost this much, they're extraordinary. They are like this, they are light, they are... Okay, well, good. They tell you this in this article. And then when discussing an article on the iPad, so let's say a little iPad here, they discuss, and at one point they reveal that actually these glasses are shitty to read from the iPad. Remember, the article on the glasses was fantastic glasses. When they talk about the iPad, they will tell you about the glasses, the same glasses being shitty, not good. So that's how we find sometimes information about this, and from this, not from this article, but from this article. So let me show you here the one of those examples. These guys will reveal how many Ukrainian troops are fighting right now, without saying it. Why? Because these guys are... Here it is. The new voice of Ukraine from today, the 16th of October 2023. Ukraine could have 4 million veterans after the war. What's a veteran? A veteran is a person who fought in a war. So, if this, I hope is this person disclosing this information, Yulia Laputina. Oh, Laputina, must be French, Russian, Laputine. Laputina, I think, is garbage. Laputina, you fucked up. Let's put it straight. In an interview, she revealed that the ministry maintains an electronic register of war veterans, which includes all categories of active fighters, wounded soldiers, and officers, and families of the Ukrainian troops killed in action, and families. All right? So we have here this Laputina. You can make shit up. You see, the new Putin's wife. So she says that 4 million veterans. All right, so if you have 4 million veterans, remember, she says she has here the register of war veterans, which includes all categories, active fighters, wounded soldiers, and officers, and families of the Ukrainian troops killed in action. These guys are not, the families are not veterans. Okay, this is the families of the veterans. These are the veterans right here. So you can, make the case that there are about 4 million. This is 4 million without the number of how many were already killed. According to her data, before Russia's full-scale invasion in 2022, over 500,000 citizens were listed in the registry. 500,000, supposedly they were listed. So that means before, it means what? The active fighters or what? We understand that since the time of the large-scale invasion, there has been massive mobilization, and the projected number post-victory, is approximately 4 million people who would be involved in our veteran policy, said Laputina. She classified that a veteran now primarily means someone directly involved in active fighting. Okay, I got it. Right? I was right here when they said, and the families. So is the guys who are active, because that's a veteran. The child of a veteran is not a veteran, is a child of a veteran. So she clarified, that a veteran now primarily means someone directly involved in active fighting. So that is 4 million people who are fighting in Ukraine, my friends. So thank you very much for the information. I think the Russians are laughing over there. Look at these guys, man. So anyway, 4 million. I think that is more than that. Could be more than that, but she's not going to say that because I think she's not dumb enough. Probably she's got a piece of paper saying, don't say 12 million, say 4 million. And she said about. Isn't that what she said? Primarily, she said approximately, she said. post-victory is approximately 4 million. Well, if victory is tomorrow, but remember, the Ukrainians ordered, or at least they called, everybody who's eligible for military service to show up at the offices to re-register. That means these guys are going to circle them and get them to the war right there. I think the Ukrainians are at the end of their, how should I put it, human supply. They're done. And what can you do? Bring NATO troops under certain kind of euphemistic terms, like, I know, peacekeepers, volunteers, love makers, or something, things like this. They probably are over there already. So 4 million people at least, I would say, at least more than that. So you know now how many were wounded, how many were lumped together, how many do you think were wounded? And this is without mentioning how many were killed. Obviously those are not veterans anymore, those are heroes, so that's a different category. I think there were in Ukraine, if the Ukrainians' counteroffensive, according to the Russians, which is not necessarily reliable, obviously they want to inflate the number. They said about 90,000, I think. There was 70,000, then they 90,000. Let's round it up to 100,000 in what, 4 months, 3 months now with the counteroffensive. The Ukrainians must have have at least 500,000. Remember a few months ago, maybe 7, 8, 9 months ago, that what's her name? Barbara, what's her name? Von der Leyen, what's her first name? Ursula, whatever, the same, barbarian. Ursula von der Leyen, I'm not gonna use her, whatever she thinks she is, the president of garbage anyway. She said that more than this amount of Ukrainians were killed, and everybody was, oh my God, shut the hell up. And it was what, 100,000 Ukrainians? That was more than 8 months ago. So no, I would say at least 300,000, I think, killed, and probably wounded more than that. I would get to 500,000 dead and wounded. And the Russians, I don't know, probably the same, even though these guys say no. Well, we will not find out now. We'll find out after the war ends, if it ends, but it will end. It can go forever. Why? Because some people would not like it to go forever. They have to redirect ammunition and support to other spontaneous attacks and wars, like Middle East. We got Iran over there, that must be. Then we got the Balkans. Serbia must be dealt once and for all, so they are certain that they got the whole European continent under their spell. They got what? I mean, they're waiting for, they're trying to get Russia and Belarus. Hungary is playing a different game, but they will deal with Hungary later. Turkey is across the straits, so not a big deal. So, and then we're gonna have obviously Georgia and Armenia. We're gonna have a little splendid war over there, and probably the Russians will just take over before the Americans and the French and the European weasels are going to supply them with weapons. Unfortunately, they are played by the masters, and it seems like you have some traitors over there that will get you in trouble, Armenia and Georgia. So yeah, keep playing like that. You can't play as an independent, because in this world you can't. You have Al Capone, who wants to take over the whole city, and you have other guys that also want a piece of action, which is Russia and China and India, who say, why should we be ruled by Al Capone? So they're challenging Al Capone, who actually starts all kind of little garbage, so they think that they will drain everybody else, like they did in the Second World War. You remember, the United States in the Second World War did not reign supreme because they had the biggest balls. At the end, they had. Why? Because they didn't have war on their territory. Nothing was destroyed over there. Nothing. It was intact. Everybody else had damage and all that. So after the war, who had an intact economy, intact society, intact United States of America? Everybody else was fucked. So that's how they got up. And then the other guys caught up with it. And now they don't know how to keep everybody down, because, productivity and ingenuity or imagination, is a bitch. and that is you lose the gap. And what are you gonna do? Try to destroy them, like take over European Union, destroy German economy with high prices for energy. The industry, Germany is challenging United States on industrial realm. They're gonna be destroyed. That's what the European Union is gonna be economically at the fingertip of the pinky tip of the United States of America, and then boom again. Do you think it's something else? Do you think it's they just protect us here? And in the meantime, they bring troops voluntarily. These guys call the Americans to occupy them. And when things are going to turn a little bit again challenging, these guys already have troops on your territory to defend you. I don't think so. To make sure that you stay over there where you are, and we're gonna control everything. And it's European Union. European Union is lost. The European countries are lost. These guys occupied you with your leaders who invited them to fight Russia or to the boogeyman. Good job, good job. But we're gonna have these idiots and we're gonna have the other guys. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.